Welcome back. My name is Nikas to the Great Sober Sex Forum. So the way I thought we'd sort of start this little Q&A and talk about our fears and whatnot is actually to do some 11-step stuff, which is actually just, we'll do a little bit of prayer first and actually just do a very quick little meditation. It's funny, you know, like I never wanted to be that guy. I never wanted to be that nerdy spiritual guy. But in reality, like what I've really realized is I'm that guy. That's who I am. And then so once I actually sort of embrace it, I'm like, oh, okay. So like the other day when I was writing this and just trying to feel it out, how we're going to do the two people and then like I got this little tap on my shoulder that says, yeah, and you just do a little prayer and meditation thing too. I was like, oh, okay, sure. So I've prayed at group level before, but I've never guided a meditation sort of thing. So it'll be relatively quick, just 4 minutes maybe. But so let's just start with a little bit of prayer first. God, thank you for us all getting together like this and having the willingness to come out on a weekend day and talk about shit. I really appreciate you pulling that together for us. Please give everybody the strength and the willingness to go deeper, to move forward, to actually walk into their fears and know that they can trust that no matter how dark it seems, that just by actually going into it and bringing it into the light of day, you and all of us will be here for support. Please give everybody here a moment-to-moment consciousness, right? A real-time awareness so they can see themselves being themselves and see themselves as they're being fearful, see themselves as they're being shy, see themselves as, and just notice all these things and have the willingness to go beyond what they feel. Have the willingness to share and the willingness to actually grow. So thank you, God, for pulling this all together. And thank you, God, for giving me the words to talk about it. Amen. All right. So just as far as meditation goes, this spiritual teacher of mine named Adi Ashanti, he's got a 3 CD series called True Meditation. And what I loved about his methodology is his way of meditating is it's not like there's a doer doing an activity to get an egoic result. So it's about actually coming to the meditation and just, in the words of AA, surrender, just letting go. In his words, it's allowing everything to be as it is. So when I heard him talk about and describe, I was like, wow, that's really surrender. That's what surrender is. So on a daily basis, what I have learned to do through my meditation practice in the morning is I start my day with surrender, a complete surrender. And if surrender has a soundtrack and a look, it's surrender is a stopping. Surrender is a cessation. It's a what happens when I don't do. You know. So let's all just take a few deep breaths. Just take one big one in and out, and just with a big ol' ah. 2 more, just one in. And one more in, and all the way out. Just feeling the relaxation that sound makes. The relaxation of what surrender is. A letting go, a stopping, a cessation. The willingness to find out what happens when we don't. What happens when Nikas stops? It's an investigation. Just come into a deep state of relaxation, deep state of listening. We listen with our ears. We also listen with all the different senses in our body. We listen with our skin, we listen with our taste, we listen with our eyes, which are closed. You're seeing the back of the images on the inside of your eyes. Listening, we listen to intuition. We listen to all these things which come to us in not necessarily verbal cues, but it's just that deep state of listening that we're able actually to hear what intuition is telling us. Just be willing to hear anything that intuition tells you to talk about today. Tells you the fears to be able to share with the group, get off your chest. You just ask yourself, am I allowing everything to be as it is? Or am I in some state of conflict? Wherever you've got some seized upness, just bring your attention there and just let it go. Completely let it go. All right, from this relaxed state, notice your feet on the floor, your ass on the seat. Go ahead and bring your attention back into the mind and back into the room. Open your eyes. So here we all are, dealing with fears, talking about fears. Who would like to talk first? Who would like to share? Who would like to ask questions?
Hi, Mark.
And
one of my biggest fears, in regards to sex, I'm going to put this in a clear way. I separate emotional intimacy and sexual intimacy. If I like you, if I like you on a emotional level, it's hard for me to wrap around the idea of having sex with you. And if I'm intimate with you, it's hard for me to form a strong connection. And I've had this fear for a very long time. I tried dating people, and I can't get past 3 months. Once I go 2.5 months with it. And most of the time is because, and a lot of time is, I have already been in like 2 relationships, and both times they were lasted over 2 months. And I never had sex with them. They were on, they were able to come to each other for comfort. But when it came to when I had sex with them, I was always afraid. Afraid to be emotionally and physically vulnerable at the same time.
Emotionally what?
Emotionally and physically intimate at the same time, because if it did happen and we did have sex, I would leave the relationship.
What's the story about mixing the two together? What's the fear of, like, if you put them together, what's the thing that could happen?
I'm trying to figure that out for. I really don't know. All I know is that there is this avoidance. And I think part of it is because I've been used a sexual, emotional relationship. I was raped. I was betrayed. And a lot of my sexual partners have been older by 10 plus years.
For a lot of us when we're a little younger, I mean, a lot of us hook up with older guys. At least I did. I was sort of, they kind of had something together. They had life going on that I kind of like found attractive, and I sort of moved in that direction towards that.
Have you done an inventory?
Yes.
Resentment, fear, and sex?
Yes. And what it came down to at first, what it came down to was my biggest resentment was towards my father. My father had an affair. He's still having the affair. He went for 4 years now. My parents are still married.
And did you do a fear inventory?
Fear of judgment. Fear of condemnation.
The reason I asked about the fear is because the fear is the one. Is the single. It says that we outgrow fear at once. It's the only thing that's like this in the book. It's that once we really look down at our fears, once we get them down on paper on what they really are, and we look at what I'm fearful of this, I'm fearful of this, I'm fearful of this, at once you start outgrowing them. And that's why I'm curious as how thorough your fear inventory was. And I think that's maybe where you should start is writing down, what are you afraid of? Write down, I'm afraid of this, I'm afraid of this, I'm afraid of this, I'm afraid of this, and then call me. And then at once, it's the only thing that's like this in the book, you'll start outgrowing them. And I don't know how that works. I can't explain why it works, but it does. Because the fear is a real big boogeyman. Big fucking boogeyman that runs your fucking life. And when you put it down on paper, it's just, you're like, oh my God. This is really, you know what I mean? So I would start there. Write down what you're afraid of. And then get back on the bike. Keep dating. Keep fucking up. And just do it over and over and over again. And don't do it gracefully. Because you can. You know, this idea that I'm going to be this perfect lover no. You do it as awkwardly as you can. Because that's the way we do it. And then one thing builds after another after another. And before you know it, does that make sense? No.
Yeah, it's like we have to be willing to make mistakes. We have to be willing to get it wrong. You know, when you're learning to ride a bike, you don't just get on the bike and know how to fucking ride. You get on and you have training wheels and then you take those off and you're willing to fall over. You're willing to, to get it wrong. That's how we end up getting it right. We got to lose our balance to find our balance, right? So it's, am I willing to lose my balance in that messy sort of way, in that just not, I don't have it together, But I know that if by going through the process, I know that I'll be able to find out something that I won't know if I don't do it. You know? Because then I was stuck in my head with my fears. And they go round and round and round and round.
Just kind of listening to the conversation, what I got through the work that I've done is recognizing that my initial injury, like my soul sickness, where I decided that I needed to be in charge because I couldn't trust my parents or God, I had to do this and I had to be in charge, was I too hated my father growing up. He couldn't accept my gayness. It's like my thoughts about men and sex was my initial separation from me and my dad, which became my separation from me and everyone else. So I decided that this was something about myself that I had to hide and keep secret. And he couldn't love me for that. And I hated him for it. At the same time, my mother is the one who gave me all my love. This sets me up for being a very fucked up gay man. Someone who is attracted to men, that can be someone who doesn't trust them at the same time. Someone who can only have intimate, caring relationships with women, though I am not at all sexually attracted to them. So I really relate a lot to what my friend shared. I mean, like, I want to have sex with you, but I don't trust you because you're a man. And it all starts with like my hating my dad. And for me to even begin to get sober, I had to like go back to the scene of the crime. And that was me shoving my feelings, thinking I had to do it all alone, hating men and God, which put me in all very tricky, emotionally painful places again and having sex with men, because I was in so much pain. The only way out of it was drugs. And it wasn't necessarily like my solution was just don't do drugs, because that was the drugs was a symptom of me being in emotional pain. The only thing to take the emotional pain away is take away the thing that was causing the pain. And that was my disconnection with everybody in God and all the rest of it. To get to anything beyond like 30, 60, 90 days, I just start letting this love back into my life. And then that forgiving my dad. And then that was like step one. Forgive my dad and just because. Right. Not because he deserved it, or because I wanted to, or because it felt good, because that was the only way I was going to live. Because if I didn't forgive him, I was taking that on every man I ever met. Including my sponsor, including every guy I ever had sex with, including every guy who ever offered me drugs. It was like, it was fucked up. I was reliving that over and over and over and over again. And it's still not better. And it's still not better, and it still hurts, and I still don't condition my dad. The only difference is because I have forgiven him, I don't carry the man anymore, and I don't need to drug over it. And I'm like setting up for an opportunity where I can deal with a bunch of men and think that maybe some of you aren't horrible people. Because until I did that, with my dad, every man was a horrible man, and nobody could be trusted. And in a weird way, that didn't fit. That was like fucked up too, like realizing if I couldn't trust even him, and all men are terrible, like what does that make me? This is like way too good for me to do it alone, and I can't, so I have to pray about it. I have to show rooms like this, and I have to like face the fear that like I just have to face this. This is all I know. Right. This is all I know, and somehow just saying it out loud makes it less secret.
Right.
Like there's secrets.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm not carrying alone anymore. I know like 8 other people out there. I think that everybody has a version of that, especially gay men who are using drugs. Like that's just kind of like that's it. And somehow to have sex sober and be gay and let love in our lives, it's it's forgiveness, gaining forgiveness, and then tracing that and figuring it out is better the work.
Yeah, forgiveness is one of those things where it's not necessarily for the other, it's for me.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really for me. I like that, that we're only as sick as our secrets. I was having a conversation with somebody who kind of used that, just as sick as my secrets. He used it as this sort of defense mechanism. I don't want to exactly tell it how, but it was just, and I says, well, yes, but you're only as well as your ability to tell the truth, is your ability to deal with reality. That's what wellness is. Well, I'm only as sick as my secrets. Yeah, but what's the other side of it? What's reality is I'm really only as well as my ability to deal with truth. To really go in there, to dive in. And I like what you said about prayer. I mean, prayer is, my sponsor always says, I don't know, have you prayed on it? And I'm like, no. He's like, well, I suggest you do that first, because that's the reality is, it's like coming to situations like this and going to a therapist or going to places where I can actually talk and discuss and actually get it out makes it seem not so real as in my head. It's like, yeah, okay. It starts to take the power out of it. But the reality is there's some stuff that I may not yet be able to find where that thread is going to. So, and that's the stuff, if God can do for me all the stuff that I can't do for myself, that's the stuff. Please show me. Please show me the things that I'm willing to look. I'm willing to actually look, but I need some help. Could you please help me out and give me, shine some light on this for me? And that to me has always been a great prayer, to be able to be willing to go there to do the work. I'm willing to do the work, but I need a little direction. And it's amazing how that stuff works out for us. You just, oh yeah, I gotta do this. Oh yeah, I gotta do this. Have you done a 4-step on your dad? Because sounds like there's still something there, which means that there's still some unresolvedness. There's still something that like that true forgiveness thing probably hasn't quite happened yet. Which, hey, we're never quite done with all this stuff, But
might be my 4-step around my grandfather.
Yeah.
The Mormon Church who dominated my early existence. I just had to come not just to forgive them, I had to accept them. That I can't change them.
Yeah.
And they can't change me.
Right.
I have to let them be. And that freed me from, allowed me to go to a sex club, to go to bathhouse and sober. The only way I could do that before, that's how I did it. To let all that shame that was beneath all that fear,
Right.
which is causing that fear with all that shame, letting that go. It doesn't seem to always go away, but it's, still guarded with all those past experiences. But now being able to do that sober is, I don't know, maybe you're still a bit of shame behind it, but you're not saying all your inhibitions are not masked out on the front. You can just free to go there and do what you want and express yourselves. Now, like what you're discussing, I'm more at that point where I become very selfish. I compartmentalize my sexual activity with intimacy and relationships, and the crossover is very. I'm at a journey where I'm not trying to change that, where I've identified that, and I'm diving into this, and I've looked at it honestly. Having people using me, and I still guard against that, but letting that go, letting me being in the moment of the individual experience and see if it goes someplace else. Doesn't mean there's not fear, maybe you're scared of the darkness, and I give it a word for it, but being willing to go out and try it. Healthy. It's healthy, because sometimes you don't even know why those people are in your life again. It could come from a sexual experience, but it could be so much more beyond that. I mean, they might not be your partner, it might be just a sexual experience, but they can still become your friends.
Right.
And there might be so much more out of the experience than just compartmentalize, okay, I just go shoot flash and I go get fucked, and then I move on. And
Right.
divorce all that, compartmentalize that, have my friends separate, and they can't, those two aspects of life can't ever mix. Or you have fuck buddies, you go sort of, do some kind of activity and it's allowed in that certain situation. But you're controlling and manipulating, constantly manipulating the situation to function towards your goals instead of
Right.
function everybody.
Right.
So, embracing who you're having sex with, your partner, and making sure that they have a good time.
Yeah.
I listened to you say that before. Pray for the experience, for everybody to have a good time, whoever's involved with that. And things tend to work out like that.
Mm.
But it's hard to embrace that because you build so many defense mechanisms, or you become selfish, or you build that way, okay, so I can go out and have sex. At one point I was so fucked up with my ex-boyfriend, I could never have another relationship, and that's carried on forever and ever, and it's kind of hard to build those little walls up to defend yourself, to protect yourself. I mean, especially when you're first being sober, you have so many mixed emotions or thoughts, or you can't work those out. 4 steps and doing all the work is an ongoing process, and it takes time. I mean, it just doesn't, for me, it just doesn't automatically appear. It's constantly happening. Anyways, that's what I have to say.
Thank you. It's funny, like, life is a process. It's all just like, I somehow kind of want to get to the end. I want it to be this particular way, but it's like, I saw this video the other day. Someone posted on Facebook, and I ended up reposting it because it was so beautiful. I don't post videos, but just about this. It's Alan Watts talking about, we've got life wrong. It's just, instead of life being a destination, life is like a piece of art, or dancing. It's like a piece of music or dancing. He said, where it's all about the dance, it's all about the music. He said, if it was about the finale, all the best composers would be the guys that could get the music to the end really fast.
I hear that too.
Yeah. And or the guys that just wrote composed finales. Those would be the hottest. But that's not it. I mean, life is just like music, which is it's just the whole spectrum. And yet, we've got this society that says first grade, second grade, 6th grade, high school, just college. It's just trying to get to the end of something rather than just actually enjoying the ride, right? Enjoying the process of learning, the process of uncovering, just the process of, and not thinking that, this spiritual teacher of mine says, he's like, if you think that you'll be happy when that happens, whatever that is, he says, you'll be waiting your whole life, because you have to get into the reality of being happy with what you got, because you'll always be just one who has just what he has. But, he says, but we always want to well, if then this happens, or if I get this boyfriend, or that happens, then I'll be happy. But that comes, and it's never quite the way we imagine. So it really is about, wanting what you have rather than wanting what you don't have. That's the ticket, and that's one of the things I pray for is, God, please get me into cooperation with what I have, to just be who I am, not who I imagine myself to be.
Yeah, I was going to say, I relate to what everybody's saying. It's nice to hear somebody share that, when they come to the other side of it, they can work through a lot of these fears, because it's so fundamental to getting to that happiness, just having the possibility of happiness. I have to keep journaling about my fears all the time. I'm glad to hear that you found a stable place where you have a healthy, spiritual sex life, and That's great. I just have 6 months, and I'm stumbling and skinning my knee a lot, doing things that aren't part of my vision of what I want my sex life to look like. Like having sex with guys who are partying and shit like that, and then feeling bad about it, and then I go home and journal about it, and I realize it's all about fear. That I settled for that guy that I know I didn't want to, it wasn't good for me because I was afraid I couldn't get the guy that was sober, or didn't deserve the guy that was sober. It's helping me make I'm making mistakes, but it's helping me make fewer mistakes to say, well, why did I settle for this twacker?
Right.
Because I knew he wasn't going to judge me. The lights weren't even going to be on. I had based on my fears on my inventory that says I want this intimacy. You talk about the intimacy. I know that what I want. I have a picture. I have a very good picture of what I want, but I realize, the fears are keeping me from it, and so I'm settling. And it's putting my sobriety at risk. And so I have to keep going to the next level of fear, because otherwise I'm going to keep settling, and then I might make a mistake. I might go out, and so I don't know, it's good. I got a feeling it's going to be a long process. It's going to be a long process, because I have to keep every time I conquer one, there's the next one that's keeping me from that guy.
Yeah.
But I'm so glad that I'm doing it. I'm so glad that I'm looking at the mistakes as not like a moral failure, or I fucked up again, but I just did that because I was afraid, and then I can look at that and I feel like my thing is I blow them away.
Well, I would look at it even more that for the last 6 months, every sexual experience has been a success because you've gotten through it sober. No matter what you're doing,
That's so hard to live.
you're doing good because you're doing it sober. And it cuts it down to that basic point. I'm doing it sober. Okay, and yes, you should have an ideal and all this, but sometimes you want to get your rocks off. Okay.
And learn from that one. It's an ongoing process.
Yeah. And if you got through it sober, chalk one up. Put a notch on your belt.
Right.
And I'm glad your knees are getting scuffed. I'm serious.
You're telling me it's messy. I cracked up. I'm like, it's so messy.
It damn fucking straight is messy. It's really fucking messy. But get through it sober, no matter what.
Right.
Don't use, don't drink, and just do it, and get through it sober. And then.
Sometimes the relationships are more uncomfortable if you're used to that.
Right.
You still have to come drink. You're used to that. You're gonna instantly gravitate to those people. It's like the last time you were. That was the last.
That's what I'm used to.
Exactly.
But I know I want something different, and I don't think I'm going to get there unless I keep doing this fear shit. I have to keep it. I have to keep it. Mm-hmm. Next time I have to go a little bit deeper, and then I go up to that guy at the gym or whatever.
Right.
I want to get in the habit more fluidly, peeling back the fears in the moment. So I don't have to stuff my knees every time.
Yeah, I remember I broke up with the boyfriend. It was a big, long relationship, and I was a mess, okay? And I decided, okay, I'm going to do things differently. And I got rid of everything online, every profile, and I got rid of the applications. I took them off my phone, got off my computer, and I just went to one-on-one connections.
Right.
And that was for a year. I did this. And I just connected one-on-one, and I'm telling you, I was just as sexual as I've ever been, and I got in the habit of saying, hey, how are you? How are you at the gym? What's up? What's your name? Good to meet you. And now I'm totally used to it. Now I don't care if I'm online, not online, it doesn't matter. I'm used to approaching people and breaking that, breaking through that wall that everybody has.
To me, is symbolically kind of letting go of fear in the moment, perhaps.
Yeah, like it's walking through it, right? I mean, my roommate's ex-boyfriend was staying at the house while my roommate was out of town, and this guy, he's so fearful. And so we had a long conversation about about fear, and I said, well, you might just try this little exercise of walking up to people and just saying, and you can even just claim it, say, hey, you know what? I'm under some direction. I'm under direction here to walk up to people that I think are super attractive and tell them I think you're super attractive. Because it just puts us out there. It's like my little box would not allow me to do that before. So yeah.
Because it's like, you want to break through that rock wall or whatever.
Right.
You want to actually have some real contact. And you want to be in like real society. Like, just doing it at Gold's Gym. The whole place is super attractive. So you got to find at least one person to talk to. You got to come in contact with them at one point. And you might want to just break that. And you'd be surprised at the reactions you get. If you have all this, I don't know how long you still have these negative thoughts about yourself. I mean, and especially when you're in like Gold's Gym and in college, walking around like, oh my god, yeah, that's right. And just walking, it starts reassuring about yourself. All those self-doubt start to melt away, and you start talking to people, and it becomes real, not all this stuff in your head.
Yeah.
And interaction with these people, it invites a lot more into your perspective. And you can reach out and you can talk to people, and it works. I mean, I've just been doing it recently. Like for the last 2 weeks, wow. Yeah. And nothing really fantastic about that couple of days. And it's been weird. It's been kind of strange. But it's real, like, go talk to this person, and it really happened. They called you back, and you called them back. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's the work. Doing the work is like literally. If I'm staying inside my comfort zone, there ain't no work there. the work is doing something that's uncomfortable, where I'm actually pushing my own limits. I'm pushing my own boundaries, and then just seeing what happens. And like you said, maybe something happens. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it doesn't. But you just. But it's that willingness. I'm willing to find out, because otherwise I stand on this side of the line. I am not willing. No, I'm not willing. No. Yeah.
I love hearing that other people are doing it that way too. Because from the outside it looks so easy. It looks like, that motherfucker, he just does it to anybody or whatever. And I just love hearing that everybody else.
Everybody has something that's going on that they're like, oh my God, I can't, no matter who you are, and like goals especially, I think it's great to, you see these guys and you think, oh my God, they're so fucking perfect. And I guarantee you, there's something about themselves that they just fucking can't stand. They're like, oh my God.
And it's interesting to watch me talk to them. Like I had this interaction with one of them, and I had to apologize. I was in the wrong. I should break him and do a little set or whatever. And that was Scott. And I got really blown out. So, hey, I'm part of this. I got to apologize for it right now. It's like I'm your best friend. But it's kind of funny to watch him. But when I came out and see this, I saw this. Everybody has their own insecurities, and once you talk to them, you can see them. Beautiful guys with goals, they have all the same insecurities that we all have, and we can relate more than you think. And there's all these artificial walls and boundaries, and you're posturing yourself. You catch yourself doing it.
Right. You have to hide what you're feel good about from everybody else. So you have this big front, and
your phone exactly. And if you just let that go for a second, you'd be surprised. I mean, it doesn't have to be a sexual expression. It just be a gesture. Hey, how are you doing this? I've been trying to do this forever, and every time I do, I screw myself down. And there's conversations where just letting somebody work in with you for a second. I'm laying that founder down. You'd be surprised on what's up.
Yeah.
The other thing is, every time I let go of one of those fears, I really feel like the obsession, it's getting more and more lifted. It's one less thing to use over.
Right.
So I feel like I give myself a better chance in my recovery too. It's just one less bad idea to use over.
Yeah, the book says we're spiritually sick, and the way that spiritual sickness shows up is through fear, resentment, guilt, shame, and remorse, and those are the things we inventory. Right? Those are the things that we, and so I mean, for me, 4 through 9 is to, as it says in the book, to face and be rid of the things that are blocking me from that power that tells me, do this, don't do that, and I listen. So fear, guilt, shame, and remorse, and resentment, they used to fill my head. So I have to take that stuff and literally put that down on paper and have a look at it. And it's funny, like the steps, nowhere in the steps to tell you you're going to actually stop doing what it is. It's just a matter of putting it down on paper and being honest and looking at it in a very honest way and sharing it. I'm being honest here. And then through that being honest, right? And then 6 is becoming entirely ready to have God remove these defects of character, right? Then I have to be ready to change. But it doesn't say I have to change. I just have to be ready to change. And then 7 is, what is it? God offer my, thank you. Humbly ask, right? So I humbly ask. So 7-step prayer says, my Creator, I am now willing that you should have all of me, the good and the bad. I pray that you now remove from me every single defective character that stands in the way of my usefulness to you and my fellows. It doesn't say, I'm going to change, I'm going to do this, I'm going to be that, No, it doesn't. It just says, I humbly ask. I'm willing that God changes me, however God's going to change me. And so really this whole change that occurs in us spiritually is just by being honest with it, being really, 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 really brutally honest, and then being willing to change. And it changes. It's magic. It's like, I don't understand it, but I see it. I see it happening in other people. I see it happening in my life. Anybody else?
You don't look at me when you say that. Jared,
Hi, Jared.
thank you for your share. I come at it from a different angle on fears for me is because I was raped when I was 5 and it was not for my family. There were a lot of alcoholics in my family. My mother was mentally ill and she allowed a member of my family to rape me. I had a lot of resentment towards her, more so than my father. So for me, I think a lot of my experiences, there was a lot of crap going on with my family. So, some people, they become very puritanical about sex. I became very geeky and very perverse about sex. And I tend to, because I don't like my body, you were talking about the body, the muscle bear, or the muscle queen, whatever it was, and the Asian guy. And I've always been slender. I have a really hard time adding muscle. I have a lot of fears and insecurities around my body. So, the time you and I went to that sex party, it was really hard for me. It's very uncomfortable. Because, people get judgmental, especially gay men. I have membership culture in my friend moms. And, some people are judgmental. It's not just up in my head. And my attitude was always, okay, I'm afraid of something. I'm just going to dive in head first. I'm not going to look before I wait, and I was really stupid. It was really foolish. That's how I got involved with personal matter. It was just like, okay, I haven't done it, I'll do it. And I learned that for me, fear is about walking a tightrope. I have to balance it. Because sometimes you said about standing on the edge of a cliff and you're afraid of jumping off. And I'm like, I'm just going to jump off. And I'm like, maybe it's not a good idea to jump off the cliff. Maybe it's not good to run so fast that I run into a wall. So that doesn't mean I need to be afraid to do things, but I need to kind of okay, be realistic. Yeah. It's the same. I spent 9 months working out a long time ago, and I just was like, I'm going to be gym every day. And if I felt insecure or scared or angry, I push myself harder. It's like, if I felt like cheating on my diet, I would beat myself up. And the thing was, it's like, for me, it's about being on the middle path. And and not in either extreme.
Right.
Where I'm either completely terrified or I'm totally fearless and I'm trying to prove something to myself, kill myself. So for me, I have to really like, okay, realistically, how much time can I devote to the gym? And, look at my budget, and I want to buy protein powder and creatine, and then I look at, do I feel confident enough in my body that I can go to Flex, or I could go to Communion, or to any place, and just feel secure, because it's about how I feel about myself. What everybody else is thinking, I don't give a fuck, and I don't. I've always wanted to be more muscular. I always thought when I'll get older, I never grew into that. I've always been really slender, and so those body issues, it's like, okay, I can't change everything overnight. I cannot kill myself. I've got a job interview coming up this week, and I have no idea going into it if it's just, I think it's just an informational interview, but it's really, if I got a job at this company, it would really be life-changing. And so it's like, I'm trying not to future trip. I haven't told all my friends about it. I told a couple of people. I'll wait and see what happens. And then I've got a plan to go back to the gym. And it's like, just baby steps. That's really hard. It's like, I want to do everything every night, and sitting on my ass, get up, do something. It's like, well, just be meditation, be calm. My fear inventory was really helpful. My best friend is my sponsor. He's got a lot more time than me, but we've known each other going on 10 years now. And he's my best friend, and we talk all the time. And, when I had to write down the fears, I said, some of the things that were on my fear inventory were, well, I will never be loved. I will never be understood. Nobody likes me. And, sometimes there are people that don't like me. And it's like, it's not about what everybody else thinks. I tend to wait to show this meeting, and I'm afraid of being judged. And I have to work up to it to open out and say something at any meeting or to anyone. I always find it very intimidating when we become friends lately. Certainly, the board I find it very intimidating. It's like, it's being honest about it, because that way that takes the power of it. I don't have a perfect body, and I have those issues. And it's like, whatever you guys are doing has nothing to do with what's going on here, or more important what's going on here. And I always try to take an inventory and just be calm. I pray a lot, and I try to practice self-acceptance, and I'm trying to hey, I don't have to kill myself. Rome wasn't built in a day, and what was the other, there's something else that the two you said, I'm trying to remember what it was. Oh yeah, absolute cooperation with the inevitable. It's like, I'm really fighting against my body to become the person I want to be. And I don't have the big neck and big biceps, and I'm afraid about being dressed. You just go to the community, take my clothes off. It's not easy. And I just feel like I have the attitude I don't care. Because whatever you're thinking, if you're judging me, if you're taking my inventory, that has nothing to do with me. I have to keep this okay. What's in my head and what's in my heart. And it's just keeping that balance. It's like, just to show up here, talk, accept where each person is. And somebody's taking my inventory, I'm like, you know what? I can set my own boundaries, but what somebody else tells me to do, what somebody thinks of me, how they treat me, has nothing to do with how I feel about myself. And if somebody tries to make me feel bad about myself, or I feel like I'm being judged, all I can control is what I do about it, but I can't control any of you. And being that acceptance, I really appreciate your share. I've always been, I shared this the last time I was here, I've always been looking for daddy to fix me, and I've kind of become my own daddy. And, I'm going to be 50 in January, and I worry a lot about getting older and being HIV positive. And I thought I'd be dead in 5 years, and I'm still here. So, I think things are still possible. And so I try to keep an open mind and show up and participate, and not try and say what I think you might like to hear. Just be myself, and if people like me or don't like me, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, there's as long as we're alive, there's always possibility. It's just getting my ideas of what's possible, is bringing those into that listening, the middle way, and it's really listening to my body. Because I'm the same way. I have pneumonia for the last 3 weeks, and I want to go back to the gym, but the reality is that's just not what the body can do. You've been out of the gym for 3 weeks. So slow, easy does it. Just because the body will love you much better if you just that easy does it thing. And I've learned by fucking up. You know, I mean that's I learned by fucking up.
When you talk about absolute cooperation with reality, and it's like this is the way things are. People are not. I'm not going to walk in here and be very good. I want them to be or act the way I want them to act.
Yeah.
It's to let go. And acceptance. I mean, being acceptance is not easy because we all want to control the outcome.
Right.
I don't know. I've got to go to a party tonight. And it'll be an interesting party. It's not technically a sex party, but it's not. It's. I'm just like I'm nervous.
But will people be having sex?
The last party was a sex party.
All right.
In December party, but I'm like, I'm not worried about that. It's like, am I going to be happy and comfortable with who I am?
Yeah.
But everybody else thinks should not take that precedence and hear it.
Yeah.
It's like, especially when I'm just going to be to worry about what everybody else is thinking about me. And I'm just trying to say what they want to say and act the way they want to act. I'm like, okay, it's a waste of time. If you don't like me, that's your loss. I'm not happy with me, and that's all that matters. I want other people to like me, but that can't be my guide to how I live my life. If you don't like me, shut up. I have to live with me.
Yeah, I have to.
And I have to cooperate with reality, and reality isn't always the way I want it to be.
And if I go around doing things in which I know are quality, you know, then some people will like me and some people won't. And that's just all there is. But I got to know that I'm doing what's right, what feels true to me. This feels true. This feels true. And as long as I stay in that, then I can stay in this place of ease and comfort. But you know, if I start doing stuff that's outside that box, then
people pleasing. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's so easy to do that, especially when I think we as a man put a lot of emphasis on our careers and our bodies and how many friends we have on Facebook and how many likes we get. And I try to divorce myself from all that. If I love and accept myself, it's easier if I can. I find that I get along with people better. I'm happier in my relationships, I'm happier in my career. There's a little clique in my office, and I bitch to my boss about it because we have that kind of relationship. We meet every Friday and we talk, and I said, look, here's what's going on. So we'll put in the office. Other people on the same board who think about it to me. And I could talk about it, but I didn't try to like be what they want me to be. I didn't try to say what they wanted to hear. I was like, you know what? It's just like being in a meeting. It's like I don't have to fit anything in particular, like for me to be a good person or and somebody to feel happy with everybody. I'll find a way there, but it's going to take time. It's not going to happen on my timetable.
Well, it's also that there's somebody out there that is into your body type.
Exactly.
Exactly. Exactly as you are.
Yeah.
Sir, it's like the little skinny Asian boy.
Oh, believe me, that hit home.
I'm not, no.
Yeah.
There's somebody out there that finds you attractive exactly how you are right now. Guaranteed. Seriously. There's hundreds
and
of
not to
people.
get caught up in the search either. It's like either it's going to happen or it's not.
Right.
It's like just to come out, and even to come out here, it's like, see me here, or they go like, what are you going to think of me? That runs in my head. I'm sure I'm not the only one that happens to. But I'm like, you know what? I try to let go of all that shit. It's not easy to. It's so programmed in here. Because we all want people to like us and love us. We do too. But you can't make people love you.
Yeah.
Or want you.
It's all a process. you know.
And I do want to thank you. That's my gratitude is talking to you in the last couple months. It's really awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. If you guys, I don't know. I don't have. I think a few of your phone numbers, and if you guys want to exchange phone numbers, or whatnot, just we can all exchange phone numbers. Thank you all for being so honest and really kind of sharing from the depth of your beings. I think it's great to be in communions like this, company like this, where it's just we can do that, because that's what we all kind of want, is that sort of deeper connection that's just not surface and then Kardashian bullshit. It's like we all really want the deeper connection, and so thank you guys all for actually going there. So this week coming up, just notice whenever you're in fear, and just notice, you know, can I verify? Can I verify that that's true? Whatever that is, it's true. And although I don't like saying that contrary action thing, because can that always be true? No, it can't always be true. But maybe it's contrary to what I'm thinking. You know, maybe there's something contrary to what I'm thinking that I can investigate. You know, and sometimes investigation just means opening up my mouth and fucking asking. So, may you all be in tune with your fears this next month or whatever, and we'll see you all next month for, I'm not exactly sure what the topic is going to be. But thank you all so much. I appreciate it.